And welcome. You found us. That's always a good first step. So, can you hear me okay? Okay. Well, my name is Amber Mulhagen. I'm the Assistant Dean for Admissions and Student Affairs. And we're really excited to welcome you here today and go through a lot of information. In a minute, you'll get a welcome from our Foundation Coordinator and Associate Professor, Dr. Sarah Narendorf. And then after that, you're going to get more introductions of each other, of staff, of other faculty, current students. You're going to get information on financial aid, registration, hear from other students, learn all kinds of information. You have your packet with you. I do want to point out a couple things about your packet. It has a label on the front of it. Did you see your label with your name on it? And that tells you where you'll be for lunch, and it tells you what group you'll be in at the end of the day. And then your advisor, all your advisors are going to make reference to other materials in your packet throughout the day. So, okay, so we're going to start with Dr. Narendorf.
Good morning. All right, so who are my advanced standing students in here? All right. And face-to-face, first-year students? Wow. So this is so exciting, you guys. Well, first of all, welcome to the Graduate College of Social Work. Yeah. Woohoo! I'm sure someone will teach you the, go Cougs. But that's maybe the last thing you do at the end of the day. Is that right, Amber? So as Amber mentioned, I'm Sarah Narendorf. I'm an associate professor here, and I'm the coordinator for the foundation curriculum. And I'm also your instructor on record for your first class, which is the Foundations of Social Work 6201. You'll probably hear about that later today, right, Amber? Okay, so when you hear about that class and you guys got a summer reading assignment, that's all for those first couple of days. So now you have a face to put with that. If you have questions and things throughout, I'm around. You guys can certainly send those my way. So I also, as a foundation coordinator for those who are full-time or first-year students, so not advanced standing, I'm the coordinator for the curriculum that you go through in your first semester. And so that's kind of my role here. So we're so excited to have such a big group and such a diverse, wonderful group with great backgrounds. We're excited to have you all. I just want to congratulate you guys on making such a great choice. If you are not a social worker already, if you're not a BSW, joining the profession of social work. I graduated from this program in 1998. I got my MSW here, so it's been 20 years now. And I think now more than ever, convinced that social work and the social work training that I got was sort of, I'm incredibly grateful for it. And as I think about problems in this world, I think that social workers have the training and the skills to really take a lead on changing those problems, whether it's the individual sitting in front of you or if it's broader social change. So I think that you guys have made a great choice. I feel the urgency now. I know you guys probably do too. And we are so excited to have such a great group of people joining us in the social work profession. So I look forward to seeing you guys those first 2 days when we really dig in. I also want to congratulate you on choosing the University of Houston. We have an amazing faculty. You'll meet a lot of them in 6201, which is that first couple days together. I think we have a great program, a strong dean, all of the great staff that's here. So I'm excited for you, and I'm open to you if you have questions or you want to reach out as you think about your journey and starting here in the fall. I am open and available. So welcome to you all, and I'll see you again on August 16th with your summer writing assignment in hand. Right? In this room, you'll come to this very same place. Yeah, so we'll see you then. Welcome.
Okay, So our hope is that orientation doesn't just begin the next 1 to 3 years of your life, whichever program you're in, but that it really begins a career-long, lifelong relationship with the college. We have people that come back after graduation who serve as field instructors. Our field team is here. We have people who come back and do our adjuncts for us, come back to the PhD program, come back for continuing education, and are just a part of our community. We really are engaged and connected to the community. So this is the beginning of a career-long relationship for you. I'm going to start with some introductions. Before I introduce the admissions and student affairs staff, I'd like for the field office to stand. You're going to hear from them in just a little bit later today. We have Jamie Parker, the Director of Field Education, Shelly Gonzalez, Assistant Director, Navisha Shah, who's a field coordinator, and they are real, as you can imagine, field is a big part of our program, and they're going to be a critical part of your journey. So you'll hear a specific session just from them later in the day. Next, I'd like to welcome, I'm going to introduce the staff of the Admissions and Student Affairs Office. Some of these folks you've already worked with, some you're going to work with throughout the program. Our office, the Office of Admissions and Student Affairs, is there to be a guide for you all the way from your first inquiry about the program to graduation. So we're in the first floor, 110, that suite of offices. Some of you have already been there for various things. So we'll go through introductions. They should be here when I call their name, they'll stand. So I don't see them though. Well, here's me. I'm here. I report, just so you kind of get a context and organizational structure for the college, I report along with Jamie and a couple others, to the Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, which makes up the Academic Affairs Office. There are members of that team with whom you might interact for various reasons that you'll meet down the road. So that's sort of our structure. Anna Johnson. Yay, Anna. How many of you have already met Anna? Woohoo! So she does a great she's also our ambassadors coordinator. So ambassadors is our college volunteer group, and they do a lot of different things. You're going to meet a lot of them today. So if you get involved with ambassadors, she'd be your contact for that as well. And then Nicole Rosen. So Nicole is your advisor. This is the person right here. So if you're wondering who's my advisor, it's her, okay? She advises face-to-face students. That's what you all are. You're face-to-face. Some of you are advanced standing, meaning you have a BSW and you're in our accelerated program. Some of you we call full program, which just means you're not advanced standing. So, but you're all face-to-face students. The other role Nicole has that you'll hear from her a lot is as you near graduation. She's our graduation coordinator, and she's going to make sure you know what to do to apply for graduation, come to our graduation commencement ceremony. That's all good, right? When you see those emails, you know you're doing well, right? So she's your contact for that. She should have a lot of information. So if there's something that she doesn't know for some reason, she'll help you get connected with the person or organization or group that you need to get connected with. So, and then Cindy Cruz is our other full-time advisor. Cindy, she works with our online and hybrid students. They're coming tomorrow. You might have seen and met some of them on our Facebook page. But she and Nicole work very closely together. So if Nicole is out or you know, for some reason you need to reach out to someone else, Cindy can help you as well. Cindy's also our scholarships coordinator. So if you have received a scholarship or you have a question about a scholarship or you want to apply for a scholarship, she is a good contact for that as well. So anything else? Anything? Okay. And then Trinadia Caxton Martins is back here. She's the newest member of our staff. And she is, when you go into 110, and there's the big front desk there, she is the coordinator of our front desk and makes sure that you can come in and ask questions and be welcomed, that kind of thing. She's also a primary contact for admissions as well. So some of you have been talking to her. She right now is trying to clear all your holds. If you have holds, she's been contacting you so that you can register after today. If you have follow-up questions after today, you can't register for some reason, you can follow up with Trinadia and Nicole. But we're going to get everybody registered, we promise. So. Actually, before that, I also want to introduce, we have a graduate assistant in our office who I don't have a picture of, but Kelsey, will you stand? Kelsey Shepard, and she's one of you. But she also will be at the front desk and will be a point person for you to ask general questions, that kind of thing. And we have a work study student who's not here today, but his name is Kenyatta, and we may have some other students coming up as well too. So this is you in 1 to 3 years, right? Does that look good? What I want to say, there we go. So at this point, you don't really know each other, right? Yeah, it's kind of awkward coming to orientation, isn't it? And you might sort of be thinking, So basically what we want to start with right now is I want you to take a minute to introduce yourselves to the people just sitting right around you. I do want to warn you, you're going to introduce yourselves a lot of times. You're going to introduce yourselves later today in foundation and your classes, but I want you to go ahead and get started. So you have 2 assignments right now. I want you to turn to 2 or 3 people around you and introduce yourselves. And then later in the day, we are going to need you to have a QR code reader. So I want you to also, if you don't already have one on your cell phone, you can work with your small support system sitting right around you to make sure that you have a QR code reader on your phone. You can download it, or on your tablet, whatever you have today. If you have an iPhone, it's good. You just use your camera later today, right, Nicole? Yeah. But if you don't have an iPhone, you have another type of phone or tablet, download a QR code reader. It should be free. And if you're not sure what that is, talk to the folks around you. This is your first assignment. This is your first group project. All right, so take 2 to 3 minutes. Should I go ahead? Okay, go ahead and wrap up your intros for now. Like I said, you're going to have a lot of opportunities to introduce yourselves. And if you didn't get a QR reader downloaded, don't worry about it just yet. We'll have time later, too. So, you Snapchat? Okay. Thank you, Kelsey. All right. So this day is really about you and you getting started with us. And I know that you're probably excited. How many of you are excited? All right, good, yay. How many are you kind of anxious? Yeah. You might be thinking about, what are my classes going to be like? What are my faculty going to be like? How does this field thing work? Is this the best fit for me? Am I going to, how am I going to do in this program? I say all that because I started a PhD program about, I don't know, it's been a while now, but it's in recent memory for me. And I remember walking into orientation. I remember sort of scanning the room and looking for someone that sort of looked like me and thinking, yeah, there's not really anyone my age, or, and just being so full of anxiety and fear, but also a lot of excitement. I was so scared to start my PhD program that I didn't tell anybody, except for like my husband, that I was starting a program. And I waited like a full semester just to make sure I could pass a class before I even shared it with anybody. So what I really want you to start the day with, the message I really want you to hear from me and from us, is that we think you belong here. So we've looked at your applications, we've made decisions, and we think you belong. And our students are really different. So if you are kind of doing that room scan and you don't see people like us, like yourself or whatever, the diversity you bring to this program and all the different things you bring from your background are what's so amazing about this program. You're going to learn that social workers work in every kind of setting with every kind of population. And the fact that you get to have conversations with people from really diverse backgrounds that might be like yours and might not be like yours will only benefit you. So we're really grateful for the diversity you bring. And I want you also to claim that, right? And to be proud of that and to bring that to the classroom. So again, we're just excited about that. We're going to talk a little bit later today, too, about Nicole, Cindy, and I work with students. We work with successful students who are doing great, and we do work with students who are having challenges. And so later in the day, we're going to tell you how to be, what we've learned from that, and how for you to be the most successful. So if you do have challenges that come up, we're here for you to support you through those, okay? All right, so in my morning session right now, I'm going to give you a little bit of background about social work, about the college, and about the university. It's going to be pretty fast, with the exception of the next couple slides, which I do want you to remember. It's okay if you don't remember any of it. You're going to have a lot of information come at you. I want you to remember your advising session, your field session, that kind of stuff. But this is kind of just background information, contextual information that I think will be good for you. Although I do want you to remember CSWE. So we're accredited by the Council of Social Work Education. And CSWE, it accredits bachelor's degree programs and master's degree programs. So our advanced standing students have heard of CSWE before, right? Okay, good. And what they basically do, and actually they made a shift. In about 2008, they shifted to a what they call a competency-based model for education. So by the time you're finishing our program, these are the competencies that is expected you'll be well on your way of mastery. Now, you may not have mastered everything by the time you finish our program, because really you're entering into sort of a lifelong educational process. You're going to continue to develop expertise and go more in depth with your knowledge and skills as you go into your professional roles. But the idea is that we want you to have some understanding and be on your way for mastery of these competencies. So you can kind of get a sense of what is expected. We're nationally accredited, which means that these competencies, people in New York are working on them, in DC are working on them, in California. It means also that for you to get licensed and to get a job, it's all standardized, so it's meaningful to employers, and it helps with the licensing process. And if you were to leave Texas and go somewhere else, you could get licensed elsewhere because you've met this. You've been a part of a nationally accredited program. So it's just, I want to draw your attention to them. I'd want you at some point I want you to be familiar with them. You will see them over and over, because when you get a syllabus in a classroom, it will show how it's tied to these competencies. Like, how is this writing assignment connected to this, one of these competencies? How is your field work connected? So you'll hear about them over and over. So I just want you to begin knowing about them. So. And then another important document for us is the NASW Code of Ethics. And the Code of Ethics really is a guide for the expectations. I have to sort of read some of this. It's intended to serve as a guide for your everyday professional conduct, and it also is important. So it's something you'll start to hear about from us as well. The Code of Ethics itself has multiple sections. It has a kind of an intro, a preamble that summarizes our work as social workers. Let me actually back up one step and say NASW is the largest professional organization for social workers. I think it's worldwide. I think it's an international organization. I'm not sure. Do you know, Nicole? Okay. But it stands for National Association of Social Workers. So it starts with this intro, and then it goes into the purpose of the Code of Ethics, and then it talks about ethical principles and ethical standards. And again, this is something important for you to start to become familiar with. We sent you in your confirmation email packet our student standards. Do you remember receiving our student standards? It's kind of a long document. It's basically the policies of our program. Well, a lot of what's in the Code of Ethics and what's in the accreditation standards is mirrored in our student standards. So we start to introduce it to you and say, this is what we expect of you as a professional, an incoming professional social worker. And so all of our expectations are laid out there in the student standards. So, all right, so a little bit of fun information about us. Our college started in 1967. So we're actually celebrating our 50th anniversary because for some reason we celebrated this year and not last year. I'm not sure. I think it's because it's when we actually had students. So we'll have a lot of events this year that you'll be invited to celebrate with us. And we started with just, not that many students, not even, I think, 20. And now this coming fall, we'll have about 500 students. So you're actually one of our biggest incoming classes, so that's exciting. We don't have an undergraduate degree in social work. Shout out to UH Downtown, who has a BSW, and UH Clear Lake. We got any UH Clear Lake folks in the room? All right. So those are the BSW programs in the University of Houston system. We do have a PhD program that's about 30 students, and then a undergraduate nonprofit degree certificate program that has, I think, around 50 students. I'm not sure exactly how many. We've been our own college for as long as we've existed, which is a little unique for a program of social work. Usually social work is kind of within another college, and that's significant because it means we have sort of access. We have a seat at the table, so to speak. So that's exciting. And we have a lot of graduates. We have about, probably close to 4,000 graduates from our 50 years here. Dr. Narendorf mentioned Dean Detloff, he's entering his third year as dean, and he's done a lot of work with us around our vision and mission, which we'll talk about in just a minute. And then really exciting is that we just got our newest ranking, and we are ranked number 24 in the nation for social work programs. That puts us in the top 25, which is really exciting. So you're right in there, huh? This is the, you all won't attend this building, but we have a hybrid cohort. Our hybrid students, like I said, are going to be here tomorrow. Some of them come here, and some of them come to go to the Sugar Land campus. So I just want you to know where some of your colleagues are. We've been at the Sugar Land campus since 2015, and although it is the Sugar Land program is a part of the main campus, so they have the same degree as you all have, and or will have. Sugar Land campus was founded in 1995. It's our faculty from a couple of graduations ago. We have about 30 faculty now, and you're going to meet them. You'll start meeting them the 2 days you come for 6201, and obviously you're going to have as you go through the program in classes with them. We also have a good adjunct faculty. Adjuncts are practitioners, typically practitioners in the field that come in and teach on their area of expertise. And so you'll have both full or tenure track faculty and also adjunct faculty. We have a couple famous faculty. Y'all know our famous faculty. We have Jody Williams is a Nobel laureate, and she teaches a class called Global Justice in the fall. She does not live in Houston, so she comes in a few times a semester and interacts with the students and interacts with them online. She won the Nobel Peace Prize in, I think it was 1997, for banning landmines, and she's done a whole lot of other peace and advocacy work since then. And then Brene Brown teaches a class. Y'all know Brene Brown? She co-teaches a class. She's super busy now, so she doesn't do as much in the classroom, but she does co-teach a class with us once a year typically. And then she does have an agency with which students can get placed as well. So, but all of our faculty are experts in their areas of research and teaching and practice, and we I think have one of the best group of faculty there is. So, our mission vision statement is to achieve social, racial, economic, and political justice local to global. And this is some of the strategic planning. This came from some of the strategic planning that our dean did with us as he came in. And this really is sort of how we live and how we work. And we have a strategic plan that's on our website if you want to ever go and look at it and see sort of how that, how we engage that. That's a good way to learn more about that. So. Some fun pictures. This is University of Houston. This is also the building this is E. Cullen. Anybody recognize that building? How many of you from undergrad UH? There you go. You should raise your hand like this, right? So University of Houston, just a little bit of background, started in 1927. It started as sort of like a community college. It was started by HISC at the time. There wasn't a university other than Rice in the city, and there was a need for a public university. Became a university in 1934. It became a system in 1977. So. And this is it today. There's actually about 43,000 students here. U of H is the third largest university behind, you can probably guess, at UT and A&M in Texas. We've got hundreds of master's programs, over 50 doctoral programs. Students, I've talked about diversity in our college. This university is the second most diverse research institution in the United States. It's consistently been ranked as one of the most diverse research institutions. And again, that's just beneficial to you in all kinds of ways. And you'll see that diversity as you just are on campus. And then the system itself, I already did a shout out to UH Downtown and Clear Lake. Victoria, anybody from UH Victoria? No? Okay. Well, UH is a part of a larger system, and those are some of our campuses and off-campus sites as well. All right, my last slide for the morning for me until I turn it over to other groups. We got to teach you a little bit of tradition for U of H. So we'll start with the Cougar. Y'all know the Cougar's our mascot, right? Okay. The story behind the Cougar. Anybody know the story behind the Cougar? Who does? Do you want to tell it? No? Okay. Well, if I tell it wrong, tell me, okay? But the University of Houston kept a live cougar on campus. Did y'all know that? Like way back when. They had a tradition. They started, I think, in 1947 and kept a live cougar on campus. They had multiple over the years until about 1989. In 1989, the president of the campus of U of H at the time, who was a social worker, ended the practice because of just harm to keeping just the issues of keeping a live animal encaged on campus, right? And then they transitioned to a costumed cougar, and we have Sasha and Shasta, and you see them especially during football season, and it's a kind of fun spirited thing to do. So, anything to add to the cougar? I could.
They were beating us, and then our cougar got his paw stuck in the cage and was hurt.
Yeah.
And then we started winning, and so they were like mocking us by doing this. And
Yeah.
we did it back
Yeah.
because we were winning.
I repeat it. So the way that we got this hand sign, she was telling the story, is that there was a game, I think it was in 1953 against UT Austin, and the cougar got hurt, and the opposing team, UT, sort of mocked us for that and held down their finger, and we took it as a sign of pride, right? Is that sort of what happened? So since then, this has been the cougar sign. So everybody has to hold up their finger for just a minute, or hold up their hand, because now you're part of you're a cougar now too, right? So, and then the other tradition there's a number of traditions, but the only other one I'll talk about right now is that when our current chancellor, and you do need to know her name too if you don't already know it, her name's Renu Couture, and she's the chancellor of the whole system and also the president of the University of Houston. She's like a trailblazer because she's the first for many things. She's the first, I think, woman of a university system. She's the first Indian immigrant in her role as a chancellor. She really is a trailblazer. She's someone, if you ever have an opportunity to meet, do so. But one of the traditions she started when she began was Cougar Red Friday. And I see that some of you have your shirts. Not everybody got a shirt. We know that. So we're going to make sure everybody gets a shirt when you come back for foundation. When you come back on August 16th, we will get you the shirts that say Our Reason Why. Then after that, everybody has to wear your shirts on Friday, okay? You don't have to, but if you what the tradition is that you wear red on Friday wherever you are. So even if you're not at school, it's a citywide tradition, and we hope that you'll participate in that. So, okay, yeah, go ahead. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Thank you. So the zoo now has collaborated with University of Houston, and there is it Shasta, I think, there's a named cougar at the zoo, and we understand that you get into the zoo for free as a UH student. Yeah. Yeah. So don't think your tuition is going to waste, okay? You get All right. So, okay, the next thing on the agenda, and Nicole's going to be kind of your guide for today as well. Make sure that you're getting to the right rooms. But the next thing on the agenda is some of you are going to go to your advising session, and some of you are going to stay for field. Isn't that right? Isn't that what's next? So for those of you that are advanced standing, again, raise your hand if you're advanced standing. All right. You are going to go with Nicole. Does that make sense? No? I know. You could just take them. Yeah. Right. Yeah, I was just going to have Nicole. You could follow Nicole to room 110J. And the rest of you are going to stay here for advising. Okay? I mean, for your... Yeah, for field. I can't remember which is. Oh, because you have the same here. Are we coming back in here? You will be coming back, advanced standing students. You can go out to room 110J. Nicole doesn't have.